and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on.
I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a scene. It seems perfectly ordinary, right? You're in a tea room, maybe grabbing a hot chocolate, just chatting about something like wedding venues.
Very normal stuff.
But then our sources, they pull back the curtain, and underneath all that calm, you find these like surprising layers of conflict, old secrets, unexpected links between people. It's all bubbling up.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly a simple chat can just escalate. It turns into this really personal drama. And then even, high-stakes community politics.
Yeah.
This snapshot is just so revealing about how these dynamics actually work.
It really is. So this deep dive, it's all built around this one audio excerpt, and it shows how these everyday talks can suddenly dig up significant personal history, loads of community drama.
Right.
Our mission today really is to peel back these layers. We've got wedding planning stress, deep-seated grudges, and this whole battle over a village fete. We want to sort of shine a light on the complex dynamics here.
And if you look at the bigger picture, it really shows the huge impact, sometimes disruptive, that past events have on right now. We'll be digging into themes like communication or miscommunication, perception, and just the power of relationships. The good ones and, well, the tricky ones.
So let's set the scene. We start with Brad. He's using his last student pennies, as he puts it, on a hot chocolate. He's in the tea room with George, and they're talking about Amber's search for a wedding venue.
Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Totally. Then Chelsea comes in. They initially ask her for venue advice, but she's busy. She's got Natasha's twins' birthday cake to ice, an appraisal with Dane later. She kind of rattles off her schedule.
Right.
And she mentions, almost casually, that her hairdressing clients are always complaining about how extortionate wedding venues are, even the supposedly cheap venues.
Ah, the wedding tax. Everyone knows it.
Exactly. And she specifically names Grey Gables and Lua Loxley as really pricey options. These are like the known posh places around there.
Okay, so this initial bit, it really grounds us in something familiar, doesn't it? Everyday worries. But it also kind of hints at how quickly this stuff can get pushed aside when something deeper comes up. Those hidden tensions.
And here's where it takes a sharp turn. Amber arrives, makes this big entrance, but then stops dead. Refuses point blank to even step inside the tea room.
Oh, why?
She says, and I quote, "I can't be in the same space as that person," and she's gesturing towards Chelsea, who's behind the counter. Brad and George are just completely baffled. Like, what person? Who?
Wow, that's intense. Just refusing to share the air. It signals something really major, some unresolved history that Chelsea, at least at first, seems totally unaware of. You immediately wonder why that strong a reaction.
And then, bam, the revelation. Amber just drops it. Chelsea is her sister.
No. Really?
Yes. You can feel a shock in the room. Amber's clearly shaken up, says her heart is literally pounding in my chest, and then she just lets it all out. Says Chelsea was the vilest bully that school has ever seen.
Oh my God.
Made her life hell in years 7 and 8. Amber even mentioned she's created so much content about being bullied, how to get through it, how to heal yourself.
That's heavy. Decades later, and it's still that raw.
But here's the kicker. How could Chelsea be so oblivious? Given Amber's reaction, how is that possible?
Well, that's the absolute core of it, isn't it? The massive gap between their perceptions. It's not just forgetting a small detail. It's like they experience two completely different realities of their shared past.
Yeah.
For Amber, it's clearly this deep trauma she's carried for years. But Chelsea, her immediate reaction is total denial. I never bullied no one my entire life. She sounds genuinely hurt by the accusation.
Especially, she says, because she was going to offer to do Amber's wedding hair and makeup for free.
Right. So for Chelsea, maybe those past events were just insignificant, like forgotten childhood spads. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How often do things we did, things we barely remember, carry enormous weight for someone else?
That's a chilling thought. And Mia, she's there too. She adds another layer. She admits Chelsea weren't that nice to me at first, but then quickly adds that Chelsea has really changed.
So Mia's acknowledging maybe Chelsea had a bit of a rough edge back then.
Seems like it. Maybe assertive, maybe tough, but perhaps Chelsea just doesn't see herself as a bully in the way Amber experienced it. It's like different definitions almost.
It just shows how our personal stories about the past can diverge so dramatically. Mia tries to mediate, which shows she believes Chelsea can change. But that doesn't just erase Amber's pain, does it? It's this really complex mix of growth, memory, and unresolved hurt.
So Brad and Mia, sensing this huge rift, try to engineer some kind of reconciliation. Mia comes up with this plan.
Oh, what's the plan?
For Chelsea to happen to bump into Amber casually during Amber's special walk up Lakey Hill on Friday. You know Lakey Hill, it's that popular spot. The idea is to clear the air.
The classic accidental encounter strategy.
Totally. Because nothing screams natural reconciliation like a meticulously planned chance meeting on a specific hill at a specific time.
Well, maybe it's a softer approach. Given how upset Amber is, maybe a full-on confrontation is too much. A chance meeting might just open the door a crack, perhaps.
Maybe. And speaking of relationships, we learn Mia's back from uni. There's a little hint of a past thing with Brad. She brushes it off ages ago, but you can tell he's still keen.
Awkward.
A bit. And she's also George's sister. She has this interesting view of him, says he needs steering clear at the wrong crowd, that he's easily influenced.
Oh, that's interesting. Family dynamics.
But Amber immediately jumps in to defend George, says he's really matured, he's actually a positive influence now.
See, that's fascinating. Within the same circle, people can have completely opposite views on someone's character, their growth. It really depends on their own experiences, doesn't it?
It does. And Mia also talks warmly about George's family, Emma, Will, Eddie, Clary, who she calls the best grandma in the world, plus Susan and Neil. Very positive vibes there.
Nice family connections.
But as soon as these names come up, Amber gets defensive, needs to deflect negative energy. It just shows how that unresolved stuff with Chelsea overshadows everything, even these broader positive family ties.
Yeah, it really underscores that. Those personal resentments, they can cast such a long shadow. Even mentioning shared family just seems to bring the pain with Chelsea right back to the surface for Amber. Makes it hard to engage comfortably.
Okay, so while Amber and Chelsea are dealing with their past, there's another conflict simmering. A totally different drama. The battle for the village fete.
Ah, yes, the fete. Classic village politics potential there.
Totally. So Dane is apparently buzzing with excitement. He's got these grand ideas. Aram's already given the thumbs up. Linda, who's usually seen as a tough cookie, seemed to have softened. They've even got these magnificent mock-up visuals for the fete, and they show it against the hotel backdrop.
Right, setting the stage for innovation versus tradition, perhaps. Dane sounds like he has a big vision, but devil's in the details with these things, especially communication and, well, getting actual agreement.
Exactly where it explodes. Linda is absolutely gobsmacked. She realizes the fete is being moved to the hotel grounds, and she says she never explicitly agreed to that.
Whoa. Okay, so how did Dane explain that?
He tries to brush it off, calls it crossed wires, maybe miscommunication, but he did attach sketches to an email, and those sketches showed the hotel.
So he thought showing was telling. But Linda needed hearing, or rather agreeing explicitly. That's a classic mismatch. He thinks the sketches imply consent. She sees it as, well, what does she call it?
She thinks it's a deliberate plot to kidnap the fete. Strong words.
Kidnap. Okay, so she's not buying the miscommunication line at all. It's assumption versus clarity, isn't it?
Definitely. And Dane, to be fair, has his reasons for wanting the move. Practical reasons, mostly commercial ones.
Like what?
He argues the village green is, quote, under sustained attack from hungry birds. The terrain is substandard, and it's just relatively small.
Okay, logistical points.
Yeah. He pitches the hotel grounds as offering a beautifully spaced out affair, easy access to hotel facilities, and it gives overseas visitors a glimpse of ye olde England without leaving the grounds. He genuinely thinks it's an upgrade for everyone.
From a business perspective, you can see his logic. Efficiency, better experience, tapping into the tourist market. It makes sense if you're looking at it through that commercial lens. Better facilities, access.
But Linda, she is absolutely not having it. She comes back strong.
I bet.
He basically says, look, it's a village fete meant for the village green. It's not a lower Lockheed fete or a Grey Gables fete. She accuses Dane point blank. You don't give two hoots about the villagers.
Ooh, direct hit.
And she insists the community-driven ethos must not be polluted by your hotel's commercial influence.
So her argument is all about preserving the heart and soul of it. Tradition, community identity. For her, the place is essential to what the fete is. Dane's idea feels like a corporate takeover, undermining the whole spirit of it.
Exactly. It's more than just location. It's a fundamental clash of values, isn't it? Community heritage versus commercial progress.
Definitely. And they keep arguing about whether it was crossed wires or, Linda's view, a conspiracy to steal the fete. They are just operating on completely different planets regarding what happened and why.
It really shows how subjective these things can be. Both probably believe they're right based on their own priorities and what they thought was communicated or understood. For Linda, it feels like a betrayal. For Dane, maybe he genuinely thought he was being efficient and clear enough.
Yeah, perception is everything.
Then, just to throw another spanner in the works, we find out Zanob has been busy behind the scenes.
Zanub, what's she done?
Turns out she's already sourced both a traditional style carousel and a helter-skelter, like proper old school fun fair rides.
Oh.
And get this, she's confirmed the booking and paid their full fee for the Holton Silver Band, the local brass band. They're booked and paid for. She's a real go-getter.
Okay, that definitely changes things. While Dane and Linda are arguing about the where, then Ab's already sorted out the what's. With money down. That makes just canceling or changing plans much, much harder. It kind of forces the issue towards some kind of resolution, doesn't it? Creates momentum.
It really does. So after all that back and forth, they do reach a compromise.
How does that work out?
Linda agrees to accept the hotel's sponsorship money and benefits, but she insists on a compromise. 3 events, which the village itself will present. Control over key parts.
Ah, so she gets to keep a core of village-led activity.
Exactly. Dane seems fine with it, calls it an excellent solution. But Linda gets the final jab in.
Oh? What does she say?
She says she hopes they'll appreciate the real value of community engagement through these specific village-run events. It's quite pointed.
Definitely a pointed comment. And how does Dane take that?
He takes it as a direct challenge, like challenge accepted. Game on.
So, the resolution looks okay on paper, but there's still that underlying tension, isn't there? Linda wins back some symbolic control, making sure the village identity isn't totally lost. But Dane's competitive streak is peaked. It sounds like a truce, maybe, but not the end of the story between community values and commercial drive.
Absolutely. So we've gone from a simple hot chocolate chat to unearthing decades-old sibling trauma, and then right into a full-blown battle over a village fete. It just shows, doesn't it? Beneath the surface of everyday life, these incredibly complex dramas are constantly playing out.
It really does. And this deep dive, it just throws into sharp relief how powerful past perceptions are, especially when, like with Amber and Chelsea, one person's major trauma is maybe completely unacknowledged or just misremembered by the other. It could just torpedo everything in the present, even a wedding.
Yeah.
It's not just that the past affects the present, it's how these deeply buried narratives, especially from childhood, can just lie dormant and then explode, shattering things years later.
So what does it all mean? What are the big takeaways here?
Well, a few things stand out. First, those echoes of the past. Unresolved stuff, like the bullying Amber experience, it doesn't just fade away. It can resurface dramatically and mess up current relationships, current opportunities.
And communication, or the lack of it. We saw that everywhere, right?
Yeah.
With the sisters, with the fete. Different ideas of what communicating even means. Emails, sketches, talking face-to-face can lead to huge misunderstandings and conflict.
Absolutely. Then there's that clash of values. Tradition versus commerce in the fete. Community spirit versus, a more pragmatic, maybe business-like approach. Both sides, Linda and Dane, probably think they're doing the right thing, fighting for what's best.
And finally, just the power of perception, how our own personal view shapes our reality. Chelsea denying she was a bully versus Amber's very real trauma. Linda's vision of a community fete versus Dane's vision of an upgraded event. Their realities are just different.
Precisely. Which leads to that final thought, perhaps. When these long-held perceptions collide so violently, and the past casts such a heavy shadow, how much difference can genuine change or good intentions make if you don't have those really difficult, direct conversations?
That's the tough part.
Yeah. And what responsibility do we maybe carry for the impact our past actions had on others, even if we weren't aware of it or we've forgotten? It's definitely something to think about long after the deep dive is over.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of, yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production?
Yep, that's the bull bar. That's,
This one?
yep, that's...
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline. I mean,
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever